Kids are in bed?
Kids are in bed.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 52 of The Kids Are in Bed. I'm Tim Severson, and this is Jenni Severson. Jenni, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. We are 52 episodes in, and I think we're just a few days past the 1-year anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Of The Kids Are in Bed. Yeah, I think it was February 7th of last year. Kids are in bed?
Kids are in bed.
Welcome, everybody, to the first episode of The Kids Are in Bed. I'm Tim Severson, and with me is the lovely Jenni Severson. Say hello, Jenni.
Hello.
It's natural that we kick this off. So, been at it for a year.
Nice.
Yeah. I guess.
Are we supposed to be celebrating?
Where's
my anniversary gift?
I don't know. It feels like I feel like I get why it's always like the 100th episode is where the celebration is. Like, I don't know. It's 52. It's an odd number.
Yeah.
50,
I feel that.
50 doesn't seem like enough to celebrate. 52 is weird. 75. We'll talk about it in 100 next year.
See you next year.
See you next year. Super Bowl was yesterday as we're recording this, a few days ago as people are watching this. Your reactions?
Ooh. Oh.
Well, first of all,
I didn't really watch.
yeah. First of all, we had a lingering prop bet from our previous episode.
Oh, yes.
Taylor Swift over under 6.5 times on camera.
I lost.
We did our best to count it up. Was it 2?
I don't know. I wasn't watching.
I think it was 1 or 2.
I saw her once.
Yeah. She definitely did make an appearance at the halftime show, and she definitely did not get proposed to. Those were a couple other ones that we covered.
I got those 2 right.
You did get those right.
Yeah. They would have shown her more.
The Chiefs would have played football. Yeah, that would have been helpful for everybody, I think, in Kansas City too. I haven't really observed too much of the Monday morning thoughts on the game, but kind of a boring football contest. But if you didn't want the Chiefs to win, it was, which it seems like was pretty much 49 out of the 50 states. One of those years. They weren't good enough to win over the masses. It was kind of a pivotal year where if they win 3 times in a row, then they probably win me over a little bit, where it becomes like, all right, let's see what we can do. I got that way with the Patriots and Tom Brady.
Sure.
They cleared a hurdle for me. It's like a reverse jumping of the shark.
Okay.
Where I'm like, all right, I'm in now. Let's see how, let's be a part of, let me be alive for some history that exists for a long time.
I like that.
So, but it wasn't meant to be.
It wasn't meant to be. Not this year,
anyways. So
maybe next year. Okay.
Maybe next year. The halftime show was the highlight for me.
Mm-hmm. That was fun.
Kendrick Lamar was an odd choice for sure when they announced it. I remember thinking like, man, because I'm pretty sure Jay-Z picked the halftime performer. Because it's like in association with Apple Music somehow. I don't know. I feel like I heard that someplace. I could be making that up completely.
Interesting.
But whoever decided, when they decided, I remember thinking like, ooh, I feel like there are certain types of music and performances. It's kind of like the argument for Broadway, right? Like, it's just different in person than it is on TV, and it's hard to get the energy to translate. And I feel like that happens a lot with hip hop music. But
this translated.
Kendrick Lamar brought the house down. Couple of Easter eggs. I won't claim to know all the symbolism that goes on with Kendrick Lamar, but a couple of ones that I've seen referenced was he had the lowercase a on his chain.
Saw that.
A minor. And he had Serena Williams do a crip walk. And so I don't know if you know this, but she was in trouble for that once. I think over a decade ago.
On the court.
Yes. There's various serious rules of decorum.
Yeah.
When it comes to tennis. You need to shut up and no dancing. Only grunting.
Oh.
Yeah. Geniusly had her do that. which has its own message. And then, of course, she does it across the X, because she is, of course, Drake's ex-girlfriend. Do you know who also is Drake's ex-girlfriend?
The other girl.
SZA.
SZA.
It's also. So now and that's the whole thing too. And that's what made it so multi-layered, right? Because there's all the America stuff. And I do think there was a lot of political, but I think that there's probably a lot of people who don't know about Drake and Kendrick Lamar and the beef and the whole thing, and don't realize that a lot of this stuff, the America stuff, was also America versus Canada. And so there's a big affront to so many. And so at one point there was like an overhead shot, and it was an X and a circle and a square and a triangle, and they were illuminating like to the music. Well, the way they illuminated is a code for Grand Theft Auto that gives you unlimited health.
What?
Yeah, so that was that, and that was the whole game over reference and all that. So yeah, very fun. Because I have been so into this song all summer. And
it's the song of 2024.
Yeah, and so this past week, wow, must be pretty great to be Kendrick Lamar and pretty awful to be Drake. Somebody caught him and his crew watching the Super Bowl halftime show. He's on tour in Australia. I hear you like I'm young. So they're like watching it at a breakfast bar at like 11 in the morning. They were not as enthused as I was.
I believe it. I believe it. He's like out in the public?
Yeah. I didn't see Drake, but it was like his crew.
I think they would be in like private rooms or something.
I think Baka is one of the guys named in the song Not Like Us. He was on there. But he was not watching. He was texting somebody, and somebody made the joke that he was probably texting a lawyer. Anywho,
it was fun.
It was fun. It was fun. It was, despite the game, it was fine. I didn't see any commercials. I feel like I didn't pay attention to commercials at all.
I saw one that was really funny.
Which one was it?
It was Eugene Levy.
Oh, his eyebrows?
The Little Caesars.
Yeah. All right, Little Caesars Crazy Puffs. Whoa.
Is this little bad kid? That one tickled me.
Yeah, a bit. Yes, you did cackle at that one. That one got you.
That's the only one I really remember seeing, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I really like Ben Affleck. I don't get those Dunkin' commercials.
When he's just like super Boston.
It's just like not the thing.
It's a very stereotypical Boston thing to just like swear by Dunkin'.
Like the mayor of Dunkin's. This is the face of Dunkin' Donuts right there.
Hey, you can't smoke in here, man.
I'm not, Mark. I'm not smoking.
You're smoking in here.
Yeah, I come down to Dunkin' every day. Grab a Corolla, have an extra large, 3 Parliaments, take a big dump. That's kind of the routine.
East Coast kind of, but very Boston. It's a very blue collar kind of Southy Boston thing, I guess. I don't know. I lost interest in the Super Bowl commercials. I think it might have been during the college national championship, or it might have been during the conference championship games, but they were showing previews for commercials.
Yeah, that's outrageous.
And I'm like, no.
Outrageous.
Nah, I'm not buying. Mm-hmm. Like, no, thank you. I don't need a preview just surprise me with a good commercial.
Yeah.
That's the way it used to happen. Remember? It's just all of a sudden there's frogs saying Budweiser and it's the funniest thing you've ever seen. Nobody had to tell you about it a week in advance.
Yeah.
It just happened to you. And if you weren't in the room when it happened, you missed it.
I also feel like the celebrity power is like most of the commercials aren't even interesting. They just have a celebrity in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not just having a celebrity in it doesn't make it good.
Yeah.
I mean, Eugene Levy, that's a great example of using,
when it's done right.
Using your star power correctly. But a lot of them, I was just like, why are you in this commercial? Why?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah. It's just playing to the lowest common denominator all the time. Mm-hmm. Just like, oh, beautiful person.
Do you like to look at beautiful people?
Well, who doesn't? It's almost Valentine's Day.
And happy Valentine's to you.
To you, madam. I thought we could talk a little bit about Valentine's Day before we get into our main topic. Oh. Just kind of an amuse-bouche.
Oh, okay.
If you will.
Amuse.
Valentine's Day. Your opinions, Jenny?
I love Valentine's Day.
You do?
Yeah. Chocolate, hugs, love. What's not to like?
I feel like we don't really celebrate Valentine's Day very hard.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like that. I like that. It's casual.
Yeah.
There's not any pressure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you feel like doing something, you do.
Yeah.
If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
It's all on your terms.
Yeah, you can't try to force something. It's like New Year's. You know, it's like then you're just pumping it all up and everything's crowded or overbooked and then you're in trouble. We did go, I was remembering when we were in high school, we went to there was an Italian bistro that was like right across the parking lot from our junior high. And we got
turned into a battery store.
One of the limited reservations for, I don't know, what do they have, like 20 tables in there?
It was very small.
Yeah. And we had dinner there, and you know, I'm just remembering like me dressing up at the time was like a pair of khakis and it was a button-up shirt.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I wore.
You probably looked amazing.
We didn't take a picture either. We don't have a photo of
that.
No,
because we went it was like an official like date. Like I picked you up. We went out to dinner. I don't know if we went and saw a movie or what we did.
OMG, so cute.
And then, but we wouldn't, unless one of us brought a disposable camera.
Yeah.
No reason to have a picture of that evening, which
it was very fancy.
It felt.
I remember.
Yes,
it was like too fancy for us a little.
Well, yeah, we were at that age where, you know, pasta was like, wow, we're really.
The fry served it with a spoon.
For sure.
And it was one of those like set menus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like you had like a couple of options, but.
What's in that building now, I wonder?
I turned into like a Batteries Plus, and then it might not even stand anymore. I think they might have torn it down.
R.I.P.
I was there recently for the I Know Badeau podcast, but now I don't remember if it's there or not. It might still be something. Somebody will tell us. Yeah.
Thanks for taking me on a date for Valentine's
all those years
Day
ago. Well, we were just talking about it, and I did look
whatever
up.
Whatever year it was.
Because I had always had this memory, and I thought it was on Valentine's Day, but I knew it was close, that we saw Les Mis for the first time at the Ordway in St. Paul. And that was like right after we had broken up and got back together the last time. That was like right after that had happened.
In high school?
No. College.
Oh, in college.
2006.
Oh, okay.
2006,
yes.
yeah. And so we went out. We were talking about this the other day. Clementine had asked us if people kiss when they go on dates.
Oh, yeah.
And I said all the time. And she was just like, ew.
Disgusting.
Yeah. And then we just started talking about this, but it was right around. So I looked up. Les Mis ran until February 12th. And I know that we were there right near the end. So it must have been like February 8th to 10th or something like that.
Basically Valentine's Day.
But we went to Pazzaluna, which is no longer there. R.I.P. We love that restaurant. It closed.
Pazzaluna closed?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. I will look it up and correct the record if I'm wrong.
Don't know that that's true.
Really? Yeah. I
fell victim to the pandemic, I see.
Yes. Yeah. I thought I remembered that. Yeah. I remember being sad about that.
You thought it closed before that.
No.
4 years isn't a long time ago.
I thought it closed like 2 years ago.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
I knew it was post-pandemic.
Oh.
Or I guess I thought it was post-pandemic. I didn't know it was right during. I don't know it's there now, but we love that. We love that place. Yeah. But anyways, we went there, and that was again kind of another situation. It was like we upgraded to just a higher end Italian restaurant, but we were still like
Italian was always what we thought was fancy,
very fancy.
Something.
But we were like maybe we'll just share some calamari and get a glass of wine. Like we didn't spend a lot of money there. Yeah. We didn't eat a full meal. We just went in for like a drink and an appetizer. Yeah. And I think we went there because I knew we could get you served because I don't think you were 21.
No
yet.
way. I definitely didn't underage drink in a fancy restaurant.
Oh.
No way.
That's the first place I underage drank. For my brother got married at the St. Paul Hotel, and there was like after the groom's dinner, there was like a gathering there, and so I was in the wedding, so of course I was there, and I was sitting at a table, and the waitress just asked if I would like something to drink, and I was just like, here we go, and I just go, I'll have a beer. She goes, and I just like went back to conversation. She goes, that's great, what kind? And I was just like, it's not ready for that curveball. Light beer, Miller Lite. But
I remember my first underage order. I won't say where it was because they're still open.
Oh, yeah.
It was a shot of rum.
Yes, that was.
What can I get you? I'll have a shot of rum, please.
That was an order for an all-time.
I feel like at least beer was somewhat better.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, only slightly. Yeah. Only slightly.
I'll have a beer.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I would say something like that now.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't.
I totally would.
Yeah, you would. You would.
Totally
yes,
would.
you would. Yes, you would. Yes, you would. And I'd just be sitting there like, anyways, at Pazzaluna, we were telling Clementine about when we were there, there was a man and a woman. Mm-hmm. Very happy to be with each other. They made out almost, 75% of the time they spent full on making out. Like, what, 15 feet from us?
It was very close to us and to each other. It was a lot of. I've actually never seen people make out like that in public.
No,
it was a lot.
Yeah, and so we kind of concluded that maybe they weren't husband and wife.
Yeah, it didn't seem like.
At least not to each other.
Yeah, I think we had like an entire.
Oh yeah, we had a lot of time to analyze the situation. Good Lord. Yeah. So we were talking about that, but those are the only two like reals. Do you have any other, I don't remember any other real special Valentines that we've done anything like extravagant or.
No, I think that's why I like it though.
Yeah.
Because it's not extravagant.
Yeah.
It's just low key.
Yeah.
But meaningful.
Right. Well, I was thinking it's interesting because they still do, obviously, Valentine's cards and boxes for school. And Jude is very much the kind of guy who's like...
On the way home from basketball tonight, he says he doesn't want to make a box. And I was like, do you want to like bring a bag?
That is exactly how I always felt. Like I remember more, like I hated doing the box, but more than anything, I hated doing the cards, writing the names. Mm-mm.
So this is the first year. Now, it is because there weren't any.
Yeah.
Target didn't have any. They have them online. Maybe I just was in the wrong aisle. They didn't have a single card, not one. So I just bought like the candy that you like write to and from on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is genius. Why have I been filling out these cards?
Oh,
Nobody wants them.
Remember when we used to
End up in the garbage.
get those ones for daycare that they like had little glow sticks in them? Those those things.
What are you gonna do with a tiny little
I know.
stick?
I know.
I like the candy though.
The candy?
Yeah.
Just all the candy surrounding Valentine's Day, or the candy
for the kids.
Oh, gotcha.
Sorry, I mean like getting like a Valentine's Day box full of squishy toys.
Oh yeah.
Or like erasers or whatever. I'm like, that's all garbage.
Yeah.
But it's fun to get candy.
Yeah.
For kids. You know, they like that.
Yeah, it's so tough because you can't have any chocolate because they can't have nuts in school, so it's all fruity stuff, which if you're a gummy person, I guess that's good news for you.
Well, Clementine got Blow Pops.
Oh yeah.
And Jude got Fun Dip.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Good choices. Mm-hmm. Fun Dip's a fun choice.
He was pretty excited. I felt very proud of myself.
Yeah, I'm proud of you too. That's a very outside the box pick there. Good on you.
Good on you to you.
Good on you to you. So yeah, I don't know. Kids and Valentine's Day, it always feels a little silly to me because it's like forcing kids who hate romance into romantic cards
it's
and
not
be mine.
Romantic.
Well, the candy hearts say, be mine, hugs, that kind of stuff,
No, it's just about being a friend.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's romantic.
Well, I think the undertone to all Valentine's Day is
a chocolate rose from that one girl in kindergarten.
Hot and heavy, early on. Yeah. I did do a little investigation into origins of Valentines.
Oh, okay.
So the first ever, well, you know how this goes, right? The claim that the first ever Valentine, it was by a fellow named Charles, Duke of Orleans. I don't know how you say that actually in France. Orleans, but there's an accent over the E. So however you do Orleans, I don't know. He was captured in a battle in England, the Battle of Agincourt. And he was captured. This is interesting. They found him under a pile of dead bodies.
Oh my!
Still alive.
Hiding?
And yeah,
or trapped.
The Wikipedia didn't tell me, but I would assume hiding, but maybe trapped.
That's a good hiding spot.
That's if you can stomach it, right? But he was like next in line. He was noble. So they captured him, and so he wrote this first recorded Valentine, and it said, "I am already so wearied by love, my very sweet Valentine." And he sent that while he was in captivity to his wife. And so I was like, wow, I'm like picturing, Count of Monte Cristo, like that kind of capture. But then I read through the Wikipedia, and it turns out noblemen, like when they were that important, they just moved them around to different castles, and they basically just lived their normal life. They just couldn't be with their families.
Yeah.
So this guy, but he was held captive for like 30 years.
Oh my gosh, that's a really long time.
This is in the 1400s, and he lived to be 71. But by the time he made it back home, he was a better English-speaking person than he was French. He couldn't speak French as well anymore. He had less that. But so
I found that out about prisoners from reading about Napoleon. It
Ah.
was the same thing. Napoleon just like lived in a castle, and I think he actually even got to be with his wife. She was there too.
Yeah.
It's just like that's not prison.
Yeah. Are you learning your lesson now?
It's just living their life. It's like when Taylor Swift like ran away and disappeared.
Yeah.
She was like in hiding, and I was like, "That's not in hiding."
After I read the Valentine, I was picturing him writing like, he's faking it, like it's bad conditions. He's like, "They won't let me leave, dear. I'm forced to be here away from you," and she's, just this horrible woman that he's.
Why is the wife a horrible woman? I don't even. Why does this have to? What? Boo! Gotta take it there.
So there's a little insight into Valentine's. Of course, the Valentine's Day tradition is very disputed.
Sure.
Took a long time for it to develop into what it is today. 800 years for it to go from like its first celebration to love to even really be considered involved. So there's not really much basis
I wonder
for
when chocolate showed up.
Shoot, where were you earlier when I was doing the research? I don't know.
Valentine asked me on Saturday if there was chocolate in the 1980s.
18th century England, flowers and chocolate was when that tradition started happening.
Where'd you just pull that out of?
I did read it. I just saw it in my brain on the screen.
God, your brain is different than mine.
Yes, I am aware and thankful. What do you think one of the most common thing people do on a Valentine's Day is? Do you suppose? After of course they have a meal and eat their chocolates, what do you think that they do?
I don't want to say.
Oh. Before that. In between dinner and brushing their teeth.
What's the most common thing people do after dinner?
What,
oh, they go to a movie.
Sure they do.
Dinner and a movie.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry. Whoops, the daisies.
I mean, I guess sometimes maybe it happens during the movie too.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
You go to jail. Go to prison.
They don't have to be at the movie. They could be at home enjoying the movie.
Oh, okay.
Netflix. Chill.
Got it.
You heard?
I've heard of it.
Got it. But that's what I thought we could talk about today was romantic comedies.
I love romantic comedies.
Right? Who doesn't? But I was thinking about it, and as romantic comedies of itself, it's like almost so big that you need subgenre. Do you know what I mean? Like there's so many different.
You need sub-genre?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because sometimes, right? Like it's interesting because what makes a romantic comedy a good romantic comedy, and where's that line that turns it into something you might see on the Hallmark channel, perhaps? What do you suppose takes you there?
Honestly, what it is though is that it's just too formulaic.
Yeah.
Because once upon a time, a Hallmark movie maybe would have been fine.
Right.
But
it's sometimes still are, right? If you're in the right
literally
mood.
just, and I haven't watched many, but
Right.
they're just all the exact same.
Well, I feel like we hit a lot of Christmas movies this year and a little bit last year too, where we've seen a little bit more of that kind of flavor. But it is
They're
an interesting.
terrible.
It's an interesting
They're so
distinction.
bad. The writing's awful. First of all, that's how you know for sure.
Yeah.
It's literally the worst writing. Kids' movies have better writing.
But even I think if you were to compare romantic comedies at the highest level with other genres, I think people would say that the writing is inferior compared to dramas or things like that. They get a bad rap for sure, but there is an interesting, like you just feel it. Like when there's a storyline that you're just like, no, I'm not in on that one.
Yeah.
Because
it's like soap opera.
Yeah, but it's weird what gets you there. There is definitely different moods that you're in where you're like, you want to watch like a specific style of movie, like perhaps Adam Sandler.
No, I don't ever think to myself, wow, I really want to watch an Adam Sandler movie right now. If I'm dropped into an Adam Sandler movie, I'm going to keep watching it. If it's on TV, I will watch it. I will laugh. I will love it. But I don't know that I would like think to myself, I could really go for an Adam Sandler rom-com right now. But
I disagree. You don't feel like you're ever in a mood for like where you'd be like, I don't know, 50 First Dates or Wedding Singer. You pick, but that's kind of the mood I'm in because I want exactly that cadence of humor and I want that soundtrack. Either of those soundtracks are banging.
Can we just talk about how that's like no contest though?
What do you mean?
That's obviously 50 First Dates every time.
In terms of
if I was
in just overall movie,
if I had to choose between watching 50 First Dates or Wedding Singer, I would choose 50 First Dates 100% of the time.
I agree with you there for sure.
Nice. Yeah.
I do think there are times where I would be in the mood for The Wedding Singer over 50 First Dates. But if it was like Desert Island Game between the two, I had to pick one to take with me. I agree. It would be 50 First Dates.
Well, what are the other Adam Sandler rom-coms even?
Click. That's
Boo!
I like that one. I like that movie. I like that. He goes to Bed Bath & Beyond and Christopher Walken's back there and he gets the Universal remote.
It's no good. That movie's awful.
Oh, I like that movie. I like all Adam Sandler movies. Let's see, what were the other ones I had? Just Go With It. I don't know if you've seen that. That's with him and Jennifer Aniston.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah. and then Mr. Deeds.
Is that a rom-com?
Sure.
I think that might just be a comedy. Oh.
What do you mean? The whole thing is him and Winona Ryder, and she's a journalist, and he thinks that they're really falling in love, but she's trying to get a story.
Oh.
Like, that's the whole movie. That's the whole story. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I vote 50 First Dates.
Yeah.
That's my pick of this category.
Yes, I would agree. I think the top two are definitely The Wedding Singer and 50 First Dates. But I think if you were to ask people, Adam Sandler rom-com movie, go, I think most people would say 50 First Dates, right? Drew Barrymore's so good in that.
So good.
Sean Astin.
When she draws the egg.
Yes.
That's my favorite part.
What's the song that she sings?
Wouldn't it be nice if we were older?
Yes, great movie. So,
wait, you got more categories?
Oh, I got lots.
I
got so many categories. The next category is called the Bulloack Effect.
Listen, I love all of them. I don't know what they are. Well, I do know what they are.
Name them.
Guess. While you were sleeping.
1.
2 weeks notice.
Yes. 2.
The proposal.
3.
Miscongeniality.
4. The last one's hard. I'll give you a hint. I was trying to stretch into this decade with the last movie on the list.
Oh,
and we have seen it.
Yeah. It's with Channing Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
Lost City? Is that what it was called?
Lost City, yes. Yes.
Yes, she is the queen of the rom-com.
Yes.
Cannot be replaced.
Yeah.
Cannot be replaced.
She kind of, took the torch from Julia Roberts, no? Like, was there anybody in between them? I feel like Julia Roberts overlapped with her, right?
They were at the same time.
She was,
for sure.
Julia Roberts was heavy into the rom-coms while,
Meg Ryan?
while Sandra Bullock was on buses and surfing the internet.
Yeah.
And then, for whatever reason, there's a shift, and then she took over 5 years later.
Yeah. I feel like Jennifer Lopez tried to take him over for a minute, but she couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's almost like the world wanted it to happen, but there wasn't a writer capable of making it happen.
Yeah.
They couldn't overcome whatever she.
Imagine there's like a parallel universe.
Yeah, because I think what's probably her best one is Made in Manhattan, right? Or is it the
one with Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah, I think that's Made in Manhattan. No. Oh, it's about a wedding somehow. No, I don't know.
The Wedding Planner.
Wedding Planner.
Yeah.
It's about a wedding.
You were close.
Yeah, not about a
Almost
wedding.
there.
Yeah. Back to Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Of those movies, I know which you're gonna pick.
No contest.
While you were sleeping.
No contest.
Okay, let's go. What's your runner-up? The Proposal, 2 Weeks Notice,
pretty good.
Miss Congeniality, and The Lost City.
The Proposal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Betty White's so cute, and I love Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, what's 2 Weeks Notice?
That's with Hugh Grant.
Oh, yes. Okay, yes, The Proposal.
Yes.
Got it. Yeah, same. That's a good one. That one's ridiculous. Like, that's what I mean. Sometimes, like, there are movies like
so bad. 2 Weeks Notice is Hallmark quality.
Yeah. There's, but it's not.
Yeah,
but there's some. There's some. I don't know what it is, but there's some difference.
Production.
Yeah, that's true.
Is a little
that's
higher.
true. Yeah.
But if you took away the production.
Yeah.
Basically, you're right there.
All right. This next one is kind of a loose category title, but it's the best I could come up with. If You Lost the Ponytail and Glasses.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got Crazy Stupid Love, Hitch, Clueless, 10 Things I Hate About You.
You're going too fast.
Oh.
I'm having a hard time understanding that, like,
Crazy.
If you lose the glasses and ponytail, doesn't that mean, like, she's all that? Or, like, you glow up the...
Yeah. Also on the list.
Okay. What are your ones?
Crazy Stupid Love.
How is that?
That's Steve Carell getting a makeover from Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, the man gets the makeover.
Yes, indeed. In a lot of these movies, actually. You sexist.
Sorry, I apologize. You could see how I could be confused. The title is Ponytail. Oh my Jiminy Christmas. Oh my Jiminy Christmas. Well, that's backwards, though, because a man having a ponytail is a glow up. A woman having a ponytail.
I don't really appreciate your commentary on what a ponytail does or doesn't do for a man. I don't think it's your place to comment or have an opinion on it.
Rude.
Well, your comments about ponytails were rude and they offended me.
If I'm stereotyping.
You are.
I think the title is implying that ponytails are bad.
That's Hollywood implying
that. And
that.
I'm saying that on men, ponytails are good.
Oh.
That's what I was trying to say.
Got it.
Sorry. But also, Ariana Grande, hello.
Yeah.
Ponytails are great. I love ponytails.
Okay. Crazy Stupid Love. Hitch. Clueless. 10 Things I Hate About You. And She's All That. All movies that feature some sort of a makeover or glow up.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Crazy Stupid Love is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a rom-com. I feel like that might have transcended rom-com status.
Well, I feel like, sure, there's probably, there's probably something to be said about, like, what does it mean to be a romantic comedy?
Yeah.
But I would say that I laughed at that movie more than most.
Yeah.
The writing was funny.
It's hilarious. It's the clear winner. It's no contest.
I found it to be very romantic.
Yeah.
And comical.
I'm just saying it's no contest. The others can't even begin to compare. That's why I'm saying it might just not fit the mold.
Well, I mean, some movies are just that good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they got to go someplace. We had to talk about it. And again, we're not saying that the other movies are bad. We're just saying that this one is the best of this category.
Yeah. She's All That might be bad.
She's All That is terrible. It's awful, awful film. Kevin Pollak is amazing in it. We've talked about this movie before. But if you are of our generation, you might be like,
it was nostalgic.
She's All That. Yeah. I was like, go watch Freddie Prinze Jr. kick a hacky sack around. Yeah. A bunch of inappropriate behavior for teenagers.
Always was. Always was.
But I would agree. Crazy Stupid Love out of that. But Hitch is also a good movie. I enjoy very much when Will Smith has an allergic reaction to shellfish. That's really funny to me. Kevin James is funny in that too. And 10 Things I Hate About You is I think an underrated movie.
Yeah, it's good.
It's funny.
I like it.
Smart.
I'm just having a memory.
Oh.
Did we talk about this last Valentine's Day? Last Valentine's Day, I had a trivia game at my work that day.
Shakespeare?
And I found out that 10 Things I Hate About You is based on Shakespeare. I never knew that. The Taming of the Shrew.
Yes.
Okay, anyways.
Yeah, I think we did talk about that a year ago.
Sorry.
I would imagine we're the only people that remember that.
That's true.
So
That's true.
I think that's fine. But all those in that category have that. But that's my point, right? Like you can get down with all those. There's a time and a place to watch She's All That.
Absolutely, there is.
And it's a Sunday morning, and you accidentally hit the remote, and it came on the TV, and the remote fell on the floor, and you're like, no, I'm not getting. It's like it's not worth getting up for.
Most of these movies are the best. The best viewing is when you didn't intentionally decide to watch it.
Yes.
You pick it up 10 to 20 minutes in and you can't stop.
Man, there's a whole generation of people are not even going to know that that's not even going to be a thing.
Yeah, I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Exactly. All right. Next category we have is your mom's favorite rom-coms.
My mom or your mom? Who's mom?
Well, I think you'll see probably everybody's mom of if you're a millennial, your mom probably likes at least one of these.
My mom's. Can I say what my mom's favorite rom-coms are? I wonder if they're on here.
I feel like probably not, actually.
Oh, well, while you were sleeping. Yeah. Is that in this category too or no?
It would have been, but I made the Sandra Bullock category.
Yeah. I feel like the Julia Roberts category is my mom for sure. So Notting Hill.
Yep.
Pretty Woman.
Yep.
I feel like this category definitely has When Harry Met Sally.
Yep.
But I don't think that was one of my mom's favorite rom-coms.
No, because have you seen it?
No.
I didn't think so. The other ones are You've Got Mail and
You've Got Mail
and Sleepless in Seattle.
Oh yeah, Meg Ryan. It did go like Meg Ryan, Julia Roberts, Sandra Bullock. They like passed the torch.
Yeah. And they took it from Goldie Hawn.
There was some Goldie Hawn.
Yeah, wasn't Goldie Hawn a bunch of rom-coms?
Were they rom-coms or were they comedies?
Oh.
I feel like they were just comedies.
See, that's what I don't know. How much romance does there need to be?
I think Meg Ryan was the OG queen.
You know what word I hate? Coitus.
Ew.
I know.
Why did you just say that?
I don't know. I thought of it for some reason, and I don't like it. So I'm glad you don't like it either.
Okay. This is a hard list.
Yep.
Same again?
When Harry Met Sally, Pretty Woman, Notting Hill, You've Got Mail, Sleepless in Seattle.
I feel like I'm supposed to say Sleepless in Seattle, but it's actually Notting Hill.
Yeah, I think I would take Notting Hill out of that. Although I do like When Harry Met Sally. The writing in When Harry Met Sally is pretty good. Yeah. Dialogue is good, but so is Notting Hill.
Notting Hill is phenomenal.
It's basically top-notch American dialogue versus top-notch British dialogue is kind of what it comes down to in that regard. But Notting Hill's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, one more category.
Okay.
And then we'll move on.
And then can we put all the winners of all the categories up together?
Yeah.
I feel like so far we've agreed in every single category.
Yeah. This one will be interesting. The technically not rom-com, but they totally are. List.
Ooh, yeah, I don't know.
Jerry Maguire.
Okay.
The Princess Bride.
Okay.
Groundhog Day. The Devil Wears Prada. Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh. Yikes.
But you know what I mean? Like those are
not.
They're all kind of
it's hard to
rough
compare.
Around the edges.
Well, what's yours?
So I think out of that list, what it comes down to for me, I could make a case for all of them, but I think it would be between Jerry Maguire and The Princess Bride. And again, that's going to be a big time vibe for me, but I think I would always go Jerry Maguire. And these I think could also be considered these are I feel there are people who have partners who aren't super into romantic comedies because they feel like they're all the same.
I'm so happy that I'm not one of those people.
But I feel like this list is like a good way to bridge someone into a romantic comedy. Like if you have a partner that's into like sports, you're going to Jerry Maguire. You know, you get a little bit of football, a little bit, like a lot of sport in that. Or Princess Bride, maybe to like fantasy a little bit more. Yeah, you get a little bit of that. Groundhog Day, darker.
Yeah, I was going to say Princess Bride isn't it for me in this category. But I do like Princess Bride. But it's like my first to cross off the list. Because I don't think of it as a rom-com. I think of it as a fantasy.
Yeah, and that's it, right, exactly. And that's like The Devil Wears Prada too. Not really.
It's really like a dramedy. Yeah. Is that right?
Road dramedy.
Road dramedy. Ooh, it's not Silver Linings Playbook. It's not Princess Bride. I might be using recency bias because we just watched this, but I do really love Groundhog's Day.
Groundhog's Day is a good pick. Yeah. I love Groundhog's Day, but Jerry Maguire, it's a good one.
That's where it's at.
I mean, I liked Jerry Maguire when I was
too young to be watching it.
Probably trying to pause it.
Okay. You've put together a great list.
Yeah,
I really like how you broke it into categories because if we were just trying to like decide what was the best rom-com, I'd be way too overwhelmed.
Well, yeah, it started from a place of like, should we come up with our Mount Rushmore? But that feels like the stakes are so high.
Yeah.
Because once I started looking at how many romantic comedies there were that I like, there's too many. So I thought this way it's recommendations.
Yeah.
If anybody needs something to watch on Valentine's Day, I think any of all the movies we've discussed.
10 things How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Oh, yeah.
That's on Mount Rushmore.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I actually could do my Mount Rushmore right now.
Go for it.
Yeah. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Notting Hill, While You Were Sleeping. I guess I can't.
It turns out I have one more category that might be of interest to you. So this is what I'm talking about, though. There are so many movies in this that there needs to be like subgenres.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
I know I am. And so I'm astonished that I forgot this category.
Entire category filled with great movies.
As you were saying, I can do my Mount Rushmore. I was getting excited because I knew there were movies that you were going to be really upset that you weren't thinking about. So here's this last category. We shouldn't work, but we do. Rom-coms.
Nice. It's true.
Fools Rush In.
I love Fools Rush In. I love that movie.
So good. Knocked Up. Trainwreck. Crazy Stupid Love was a repeat in this. My Best Friend's Wedding. But I also would since we already had Crazy Stupid Love, we'll throw that out and we could throw in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
That's my Mount Rushmore.
Yes, I know. I knew you weren't going to get it.
You wanted me to miss it. You're so mean. Yes, that's my... Okay, I'm ready. I have my Mount Rushmore prepared.
Okay.
Notting Hill. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Forgetting Sarah Marshall. While You Were Sleeping. I would devote my life to etching that into rock.
I would go Forgetting Sarah Marshall, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, and then I would go with About Time. So, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, About Time, Crazy Stupid Love.
It's a good list. It's pretty good.
I'm happy with that. I could watch that. I could actually say that I'd watch those 4 movies solely for the rest of the time, and I'd be all right with that.
Yeah, I would be too.
Got a little bit of everything I need in there.
Yeah, I feel like I know what we're doing on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, see? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Save a little money. We'll stream any of these fantastic films.
We have some of them on DVD.
We do have some of them on DVD.
We
if you
actually have.
come over and borrow them.
We definitely have Notting Hill on VHS.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And While You Were Sleeping.
So yeah, there you go. You've got recommendations for what to do both before the movie, and you gave some recommendations on things that could be done after the movie or during, depending on what you're into. So I guess have a happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
And enjoy whatever rom-com you pick. Should we go check on the kids?
Let's go check on the kids.
See you next week, everybody.